When you think about Riverside, what comes to mind? You could think of it as Riverside, California, the city right along the Santa Ana River where it gets its name. You could think of it as Riverside, California, the city where the citrus industry began and exponentially grew in. How about Riverside, California, the city with a thriving public research university connected to its rich agricultural past? Founded on February 14, 1907, the University of California Citrus Experiment Station would eventually become the University of California, Riverside. Located on the east slope of Mount Rubidoux, the station would become the Center for Agricultural Research in Southern California, mainly focusing on the cultivation of citruses and its impact on the agricultural industry. In 1917, the station expanded from 23 acres to nearly 500 by relocating to the Box Springs Mountain, setting forth the expansion and creation of the general campus. There are many buildings on the UCR campus, each with their own purpose, significance, and cultural impacts on Riverside. In this documentary, we will begin by showing a few of those many buildings on the UCR campus. First is Rivera Library, which had begun construction in 1953 and opened in 1954. The library had gone under Phase 2 of construction in 1963 and Phase 3 in 1968. Originally called the General Library, it was later renamed after the death of Thomas Rivera, a Mexican-American poet who implemented notable change as the Chancellor of UCR. The cultural significance of the Rivera Library is that it is the first library built on the UCR campus. Much of the research work stored in the old research station was moved to this library. Not only was this research work important for the discoveries of the time, but also for the historical impact on the overall sense of place of Riverside. The Rivera Library holds important documents that lead to the overall goals of Riverside and what Riverside stands for. Orbach Science Library was the first new library building at UCR in over 25 years when it opened in 1998. Construction began in February 1996 and was completed shortly before the library officially opened in August 1998. Overall, the goal of the Orbach Science Library was to increase accessibility and availability of university resources to the students. The library itself cost nearly $30 million, and the money is used on the technology available in the library. The establishment of Orbach Science Library is a testament of modern times and a symbol of UCR's commitment to the student populace and citizens of Riverside. Possibly the most noticeable building on the UCR campus, the Fine Arts Building was designed in 1994 and opened in 2002 after months of construction. The building was designed by Frank D. Israel, a well-respected modern architect who is best known for designing Hollywood film offices and private residences. The construction and opening of the Fine Arts Building gave birth to a thriving art scene in Riverside. It expanded UCR's art program and currently houses 5 different schools: art history, dance, music, studio art, and theater, the entirety of the arts program. It is one of the biggest additions to Riverside's art program to this day. With thousands of art students enrolled, it is adding to and changing Riverside's art scene day by day. Riverside is one of the few cities that is fortunate enough to have a UC school, with each building on the UCR campus having its own specific contribution to the overall significance of UCR. Riverside's benefit stems from the success of UCR, with each addition attracting more attention to the school and the city. UCR contributed more than $2.7 billion to the U.S. economy during the 2015-2016 year alone, more than $287 million to the inland region, and over $1.16 billion in total economical contributions to Riverside since its opening. Not only does UCR benefit Riverside economically, it is a major contributor of the sense of place here in Riverside. UCR is the second biggest employer of Riverside citizens and continues to employ more every day. With such a presence in the community of Riverside, one must realize that UCR ultimately has an impact on how we think of Riverside as a city. Overall, the University of Riverside, California is in ways directly connected to Riverside. The UCR Rivera Library holds the insight to Riverside's history, the Orbach Science Library holds the natural sciences and renowned science literature, and the Arts Library helps promote liberal arts within the student community here in Riverside. Remember, this university started because of the citrus industry in Riverside and has grown to become a general university with a multitude of options for pursuing a higher education. The fact that UCR started from Riverside's early days with the connection to the history of the city signifies that it will forever have its name synonymous with the city and its sense of place.